You need to believe that your knockoff, your DH-gate, your tacky, counterfeited item is somehow real. You have to believe your Workin is a Birkin, is made in the same place in order for you to feel good about yourself, which says something about your need to want to be a part of what you think is a status item. Greetings and welcome to my channel. My name is Tenicka. In case you're new here, my channel focuses on fashion, travel, beauty, and yapping. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my makeup and I'm going to be yapping in a series that I like to call Closet Confessions, where I just, no script. I just come in and talk about what's on my mind and what I'm thinking, and a lot of times it's motivated by the conversation of the day, and a lot of the conversation of the day that I see is happening on TikTok. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So in today's conversation, I just put my brows on with my NYX brow pencil. Y'all know I always use this NYX brow pencil. It is in the shade Espresso. I'm actually going to lunch with my friend. I have a conference call and I'm doing a few things, but I have a lunch with my friend, so I actually... I need to put this face on. In today's video, we are talking about the Chinese vendors. So in case you've been living under a rock, there have been Chinese vendors on TikTok who have just come out of nowhere and started talking about some of the alleged brands that they serve, right? Or the clothes and the bags, luxury clothes and bags, and like mid-range items that they claim are being made in their factories. And for some Americans, this feels like revolutionary. They can just go straight to the vendor. They don't have to go to the store. They're like, oh my God, this is a confirmation I needed. We're paying a markup. This is groundbreaking. We already knew this. Here's the thing. With the exception of people who are like looking at it, and they are holding, these vendors, these Chinese vendors are holding up what can be perceived as luxury bags. Most of them are not saying any names, okay? But they're inferring a number of different brands and a number of different brand names, right? Like they are inferring many, many things, and a lot of people and a lot of Americans want to believe so desperately in their bones that luxury items are being made at such a low cost and being marked up so much, and they are paying such a high premium, and knockoffs are being made in the exact same place, and you're essentially getting the same exact item. They're just putting the logo on. Like, girl, this is a scheme that Ty set up to come to you with the BS. I'm not falling for it. But because Americans are so gullible, because we believe like we need to, it's confirmation bias. Like, you need to believe that your knockoff, your DH-gate, your tacky, counterfeited item is somehow real. You have to believe your Workin is a Birkin, is made in the same place, in order for you to feel good about yourself, which says something about your need to want to be a part of what you think is a status item. That's what it says. You may not have the coins. The girls claim they got the coins. The girls claim they have the coins to purchase the item. I got the coins. I'm just not spending it on the item. Okay, girl. All right. Well, that's what the girls claim. And so when you have someone who appears to be Chinese, never mind if it's AI, the girls are so smart now. Never mind if it's AI. They don't care if it's AI. It looks like it's AI to me. It looks very AI. It looks like it's Facetune and counterfeit and AI. It looks like payola and fraudery and AI. But the girls are saying this person is in China. The person is sitting in what appears to be a clean warehouse. Look like they're violating no international laws around labor. And they are making ethical products out of leather that's taken unethically from West Africa, genuine leather. But they don't have an analysis on that. but they're like, oh, this person appears to be authenticating something that I want to be true. I need it to be true so I can walk around with my fake counterfeit product and feel good about myself. Who is the person that needs social validation? You have a critique of people spending all that money on a luxury bag, saying that they need social validation. Girl, it looks like you need social validation. That you would even spend $1 on something that you think is genuine leather, and you believe that this person on TikTok is telling you the truth. First of all, TikTok is exactly what the government says that it is. If anything, these past couple of weeks, TikTok is exactly what the government has alleged. Okay, that's what it appears. They are clearly using propaganda to rile up the American people to get upset about these tariffs. See, I didn't need propaganda. I was already upset about the tariffs. But that is it's just come out of the woodworks. And Americans are so gullible, right? Like, they need their product to be made in the same warehouse so that they can feel good about their product. But if you are just trying to stick it to the man, if you're trying to stick it to capitalism, if you don't care, if you're going to stick to your DHgate items because they're made in the same place and they're this and they're that, first of all, it's illegal. It's one thing to dupe a product. It's one thing to be inspired. It's one thing to get something off an Amazon vendor and it's not claiming to be Bottega and it is $33 and it looks similar to the Bottega Jody bag. Sure. Now, some people wouldn't even do that. Me, I would do that. That's okay. That I can get behind a dupe. But there's a difference between a dupe and a counterfeit knockoff product. It is trying to make the audience, the buyer, the user, and whomever else believe that it was made with that company's standards and practice and design and authenticity. That is illegal in New York. I don't know in your city, but it is actually illegal to receive counterfeit products. It's not my tea. It's not my game. I personally think it's tacky. I'm not trying to shame the girls who do that. Get it how you live. You know, if you think that you're stunning on the girls with your Dior book tote, then go off. Then go off. There's so many people on Threads who are like, I'm from New York. I be down at Canal Street. I already knew those items were quality and I knew they were made in the same place. Girl, they've been saying that since the 80s, Miss Thing. They have been lying about that since the 80s. It is part of a consumption game. Y'all don't care about labor practices and labor laws. You don't. You don't. Because if you believe that luxury items are made with unfair labor laws and labor practices, then you have to also believe that about counterfeit and fast fashion products. And y'all don't believe that. Y'all do not believe that. Y'all think that somehow y'all sticking it to the man. And the man, in this case, China, is sticking it to y'all because y'all are so gullible that y'all just will believe a random Chinese man in a random warehouse on TikTok being promoted over and over again by a Chinese app that this is happening. Are y'all okay? Like, propaganda is so easy to spread, especially when it's confirmation bias. It's insane. I'm not shocked that Americans believe whatever, like, you know, these Chinese vendors are saying without doing their due diligence and like not understanding that that app itself is actually selling you something. Like, they have an incentive to get online and say this. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They're not trying to shed light and tell you the truth. They're trying to sell you something. You are a customer and they are trying to get you to buy into what they're selling. And you can choose to believe it or not. Can they be telling the truth? Sure. I think there were articles, I believe Business of Fashion came out with an article about a very specific house and saying that, you know, they were making bags to the equivalent of 56 United States dollars and they were selling it to the tune of like 5,000 United States dollars. I think it is well known and well documented that part of a luxury brand's like production, global schedule is they are overwhelmingly sourcing their leather from West Africa. They are overwhelmingly creating the baseline, especially brands who make their products non-handmade, right? They are man-made or they are machine-made products, right? Like, it is well known and well documented. If you like luxury products, if you buy luxury products, and you probably know this already. And most of those products are made in China, right? Like, that's not a got you moment. I think it's only a got you to people who, they don't necessarily know this. And they're like, oh, but it says these brands are saying that it's made in Italy. Do I believe some of these knockoffs and counterfeit products are made in the same warehouse? I wouldn't put it past them. No. What I will say from an objective lens, and I think this is the point that a lot of people are missing, that I wish more people who actually cared about labor laws and cared about xenophobia and actually cared about the propaganda we are fed in America about all the ways that China is bad and China is not good. I wish we would interrogate and say, wow, this is actually China fighting back and saying, we need to stop thinking and believing that because something was made in China, that somehow it is inherently bad, or it is inherently inferior, or it is inherently low quality. And just because something is made in Italy, or it's made in France, or it's made in Portugal, it is inherently high quality, because that's not necessarily the case, right? And so on the one hand, I do like that they're pushing back on this narrative that everything made in China is like, low quality, and like some of your favorite items are made in China. And like, I actually appreciate that. I think that that's what they should be doing, because it doesn't mean that something is low quality just because it's made in China. But we're not going to sit here and act like that one of the reasons why things are made in Vietnam, in India, in China, allegedly, is because you can make things quicker, faster, and so much cheaper because of what they're paying for labor. And that goes for every single market. And even as an American who is purchasing these items, clearly I'm consuming, we know this. What we're not going to do is act like we don't know that. It doesn't matter what brand is making it. And no, you're not getting your favorite Gucci bag or your favorite Chanel bag just at a lower cost. That's not how capitalism works. You're not getting it. No. Yeah, 50% may have been made allegedly. I don't even buy that. But we can concede the point. Okay, let's say 50% was made in the same warehouse. Guys, that doesn't make it the same. I share 98% of my DNA with my sister, and we're very much two different people. My God, today. Like, are y'all okay? Are y'all really okay? I think on the other hand, there are aspirational American shoppers, right? And those are considered aspirational American luxury shoppers, are considered people who buy, 1 or 2 luxury items a year. They may save up. They spend around $10,000 a year on a luxury item. Those are considered aspirational luxury shoppers, meaning they are not the people that are keeping the doors open. Just because you buy one luxury bag doesn't make you like, they're not necessarily targeting you. They're targeting you as an aspirational shopper. They're saying that you want to be associated with the brand because of the status. You want to be associated with the brand because of the quality. You want to be associated with the brand because of X, Y, and Z. There are some brands that I am an aspirational shopper of, right? There are some brands that I am an aspirational shopper. I am not a regular customer. There are some luxury brands that I am a regular customer of. But an aspirational shopper doesn't shop there all the time, right? From a business perspective, from the company's perspective. But to them, they probably think, oh yeah, I'm a regular customer because I shop here 2 or 3 times a year. For my birthday, I go here, or, I might buy something for my mother. I think that this conversation is causing a lot of angst, because it is like, you know, people are making fun. They're saying you're paying, you know, so much money, you know, and you are getting, you know, you are getting the same quality that I'm getting. And, you know, and this conversation causes them a little bit of angst, right? They're like, oh, I got this item because it is supposed to be, you know, it is supposed to be rare, right? And I think that's the part that I don't necessarily think it's funny, because in some regard, you know, I am a aspirational shopper for some brands, but I can understand why people think it's funny and it's a gotcha moment. And it's like, oh, look at y'all pressed. We already knew this whole time. We wasn't paying anything for it. You know, y'all are the ones that got. We are the ones that are saving money. It's pretty much the same thing. You know, it's like, that prestige that you associated with that brand is no longer there, right? And so I can see why it's fodder for common community conversation. I can see why it's like, oh, this is really tea, this is funny, like, you know, the bougie, the middle class, y'all are shaking in y'all boots because the poors, we're gonna have the same thing that y'all have, and y'all don't feel away. And no, people are going to buy the real thing because the real thing means something to them. There will always be an audience for the real thing, right? It is a flex in some communities to have the real thing, because fakes are so prevalent and fakes are so commonplace, and you can get good fakes or bad fakes or whatever you girls say y'all getting on TikTok and, you know, DHgate and whatever. Like, there are some people that adhere to a social hierarchy that tells them that buying a fake is tacky. And some people don't adhere to that. Some people are like, no, I got it for the quality. I got it because for the quality. I really didn't care that it was knockoff. Well, go off. Well, go off and live in peace and have your moment in the sun with the Chinese government. Enjoy. This is your time. Rock out. Tell the girls how you really feel. I really want you to be happy. This is your moment in the sun. You got your knockoff, and this is the validation that you need. Okay? Now, there are some people who are genuinely anti-capitalist, and they are saying, like, this is another wrinkle in this capitalist industrial complex. And I hope that people are paying attention, and we can help people interrogate this, and maybe people will consume less. Those people I can respect. Those people I can respect. Because they're not necessarily, right, like they're coming for the entire hierarchy. They're coming for the entire system. They're saying the entire system of mass consumption needs to come down. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to stop consuming. I'm going to be honest with you. I checked in with myself. I thought about it, and I said, as a black woman, y'all want me to be in shape. You want me to go to therapy. You want me to cook. You want me to clean. You want me to look beautiful. You want the face to be beat. You want me to be well articulate. You want me to have, you know, money in the bank. You want me to make sure I'm financially stable. I need to have a 401k and retirement, and I need to get up, and I need to do this, and I need to glow up, and I need to learn how to keep a man, and I need to do this. I'm going to go on vacation, and I'm going to buy those clothes. Those are my vices. To the extent those are vices, that's what I'm going to do. Am I going to try to find ways to be conscious? Yes, I am. Hello. I am a human being. I care about the conditions of other human beings. But guys, when I tell you, I'm not going to hold you. I cannot spend all my time and energy trying to also adjust in those ways. I hope to one day be a better human being. But as of today and right now, I cannot speak to you how joyous it is to get a package in the mail. It doesn't have to be from a luxury brand. It doesn't have to be, you know, from a fast fashion brand. It can be from an Etsy brand. But when I tell you fashion brings me joy, and I would like to figure out ways to be more equitable and to be more ethical and to be more conscious. But in this world where, honey, I have to be on 24 hours a day when it comes to fashion, and when it comes to shopping, I'm going to be off. I had to tell my husband and my financial advisor, listen, I'm going to stop spending money like I'm a dope dealer. I'm going to stop spending money like that. I don't want my 60-year-old self to be like, girl, what happened to the money? But I can't listen. Listen. I can only be so perfect. Okay? I can only be but so perfect. Now, I will say there are routine American luxury shoppers, and there are some brands where I am a routine luxury shopper at. And they're like European brands, right? And I spend in excess at those brands, right? You can tell me that this bag was made in China. I'm still going to get the bag. I'm still going to get the bag. It means nothing. I know that I'm paying a premium for the bag. That's the reason why I'm paying the premium for it. I'm not paying to have a bag that looked like an Hermes bag without the Hermes logo, without the Hermes social status, and without the ability to sell and resell the bag for an Hermes resale price. Hello? The fact that you think that people don't know that is crazy. Girl, you getting your $100 working bag means nothing to me. I don't feel no type of way. I really don't. I think it's interesting to engage in these intellectual debates and rigorous conversations around the world that we occupy, conspicuous consumption, capitalism, status, hierarchy. I think it's so interesting. And it allows me the ability to interrogate those systems within myself. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be honest. I've interrogated it. And when it comes to the working or the Birkin, I'm getting the Birkin. Hello? You think I came this far in my big age and I got all this money and resources to turn around and buy a knockoff? No, it was never that serious to me. It was never that serious. It was never that serious. See, in my community where I grew up and where I came, it was something to be able to say that you got something, authentic. It means something. It means something. And you can interrogate all the reasons why that shouldn't mean something, and all the reasons why we're brainwashed, and all the reasons why capitalism is going to kill us, and all the reasons why this conspicuous consumption is problematic, and still. It was always a no for me for the working. It's no tea. Ew. That's tacky. That's how I personally feel. And there are other people that feels like it's tacky to pay thousands of dollars for a bag, especially if you're a black woman, because people associate you not having, she might not even have stocks and bonds. And meanwhile, Anna Delvey was roaming the streets of New York City, with not a dollar to her name, and y'all was assuming that this girl was rich just because of the color of her skin. I bet nobody was telling her, I hope you have real estate. The girls get online and say that kind of stuff. I don't care about bags. I care about real estate. Girl, okay. You got a little piece of swampland, 20 acres in Mississippi for 10 girls. Girl, please get your real estate and go on. And what you call generational wealth, and the next generation ain't gonna be able to pay the taxes on it. These systems exist for a reason. Period. Are these systems always working? No. Are these systems working at our detriment? Absolutely. But this idea that somehow y'all are shaking the table. Girl, no. There is a reason why these people are coming on your screen and telling you this. You are susceptible. You are gullible. You are a potential customer. You're a potential customer. And that's what they want. This too is capitalism. This isn't like they're not doing you a service. This isn't a community service. They're not telling you this so that you can like shake the table and you can rile up, and push back on the conditions that you find yourself in as an American. Girl, this is an aggressor government in some regard. I don't mind China. China's wonderful. I've been to China. I had a good time. It was what it was. I leave the foreign policy to the foreign policy wizards. But we cannot sit here and act like this isn't happening for a reason. And I I'm not surprised that people are being this gullible. I'm just like, the confirmation bias goes crazy. It's wicked. I think the Chinese government ate with this. This is really tea right here. Like, this is tea. This is really funny because the people are gagging and they're like, I got you. You know, every couple of months, you fake girls, you fake and phony girls who buy the fake and phony bags. Y'all think y'all be up one. Honey, y'all are down a million and will forever be down a million. That you are that pressed to buy a fake bag. Like, if y'all buy fake bags, let us know in the comments. If you're a fake bag girl, let us know. We want to know. Tell us why. What's your thing? I know somebody's gonna bring up the article about the women in my neighborhood and say, oh, there was an article about all of these white women. They didn't even say they were white, but people just perceived them to be white. Because that's what y'all do. Who own real Hermes bags, and you know, they also patronize super fakes when they travel because they don't want it stolen. And I said this then and I'll say it now. I don't go to countries where, you know, my things can be stolen in that regard. Like, y'all be going to a resort that y'all paying, you know, $800 a night in the Bahamas, and y'all think somebody is going to steal y'all bag. Are y'all okay? I mean, I do go to places where the crime rate is high, but see, I know how to move. And by virtue of my skin color, thanks to y'all who buy knockoffs, a lot of these people think they're fake anyway. So I don't really get the heat. But, you know, people are going to believe what they want to believe, even with all this propaganda and AI out there. I just wish y'all were just a little bit more smart. I wish, like, the intellectual rigor was just there. You know, and I think we all could learn things. Even I can learn things, right? Like, it is in my best interest, obviously, as a person who indulges in luxury, to not believe that, right? And so I also am like, what are parts of this I should believe? And what are parts of this I shouldn't believe? Just like generally as an American, right? And I think we could all just be just a little, we could interrogate these things a little bit more. I will say that. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you never miss an upload from me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.